What's up, everybody, and welcome back to episode number 4 of Let's Talk Mental Health. Please follow, subscribe. If you want to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, Instagram is trauch, Trauch 2121. On Twitter, trauch, Trauch 21. Comments, feedback, always welcome it. Definitely appreciate it, and definitely appreciate everybody that's already reached out. This channel's only been a couple days old, and I've already received direct messages and everything else, and I really appreciate it. And listen, anything that is talked about on this channel, I'm not an expert, I'm not a doctor. I just talk about experience and things I've read about, learned, and ways I actually cope myself. So if it helps, great. If you think I'm crazy, I understand. I mean, whatever. It's just the whole goal of this channel is to raise awareness, is to spread the word that, everybody deals with it. It's okay. Not everybody, but a lot of people deal with mental health issues. It's okay. And the best way to get change or to get help is to actually talk about it and to be able to feel comfortable talking about it. Far too many people struggle and everybody's scared to talk about it. And it still happens now. Like, I posted this link on my Facebook page, stuff like that. You'll get 15 or 20 likes. I post a picture of an MMA, punching a bag or something like that, and you get 80. So you could tell it's just the way it is. And that's fine. I don't care. I'm going to keep talking about it. If you don't like it and you want to ignore it, it's fine. But if we can get the word out and try to help people, that's the whole goal of this. So the goal of this video, or the subject of this video, is anxiety and coping with it. And since we have time, or I have time, I'll tell you a story. Way back when, probably 15 years ago, I worked for a telecommunications company, a prominent telecommunications company. Was with the company about 6 months, and they were looking for somebody to do group presentations. I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm in. I'll do it. So me and a good friend of mine, we did 4 presentations in front of the entire company, 500 people at a clip. Did it. Was awesome. Public speaking was so much fun. Great. Awesome. I enjoyed it. Over time, climbed the ladder in the company, got to different positions. Then I'm in a meeting, in a conference room, nicely lit meeting, all people I knew, friends. And all of a sudden, I got the craziest bout of anxiety where I was sweating. I was nervous. My heart was racing. Never experienced before. Had no idea what was going on. Didn't know. I figured I was sick. Go to doctor. The guy's like, you maybe have a cold, something like that. They really didn't have any idea what it was. They figured you were probably just worn down and stressed out. No big deal. Fine. Go back to work. A couple days later, same thing happens. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, why am I getting so anxious in an environment where I feel so comfortable? No idea. Continues to happen. I go to the doctor, and he's like, you know what? Maybe you have some kind of anxiety. I'm not really sure what it is. And this is years ago. He's like, we'll give you a form of Xanax, a mild dose of Xanax. He goes, if you feel anxious, take this, you'll feel better. Okay. Lo and behold, but a week later, it happens again. I take the Xanax, and I kind of do feel better. So mentally, I'm like, hey, this is cool. But the problem was, over time, I became reliant on it. And a half a pill became 1 pill, became 2 pills. Then it's like anytime I did any kind of social setting where I thought I was going to freak out, wasn't sure I was going to. In my mind, I already thought I was going to freak out. I was taking Xanax. Not ideal, terrible. And it got to the point where I started to fear public settings, social settings. I wouldn't do any public speaking. Changing jobs. I feared interviews. I feared anything. I was scared of change. So you start settling and you start hibernating and you start sheltering yourself because you're pretty much scared of a lot of things. Because I became anxious of anything, which is wild because I went from being, standing in front of 500 people talking to now I can't be in a room of 8 people. So over time you figure it out and your life drastically changes. I went from having a corporate job to going out into a completely different industry, settling for things I didn't want to do for a far too long period of time because of anxiety and because of just not understanding how to cope. And my only prescription from my doctor was take Xanax. So over time, you start figuring things out and you realize there's other triggers, there's other things that happen. And the first thing you got to figure out is, are you actually healthy? I was in a very stressful occupation. I had a lot of other stuff going on with our financial stuff like that. My blood pressure was through the roof. I wasn't in the best of shape. I just wasn't healthy. And I was drinking a lot of coffee. So all those things are triggers to actually kick in your anxiety. Just being healthy and eating right and drinking plenty of water. And, what I never realized was caffeine is an enormous trigger. So you're getting ready to go into a big meeting. I gulp down a 12-ounce cup of coffee. So I'm super alert and aware. Meanwhile, when your heart starts racing like that, it gets you a little bit more anxious. So the first thing is try to figure out what, are you healthy? Go to a doctor, get checked out. The other thing is to talk about it. Say, what am I always feeling like this for? And what are there ways I can, help calm myself down? Not have that cup of coffee, drink more water. Now, in this day and age, people are doing like there's CBD gummies and stuff like that, which can help. There's other natural remedies, whether it's teas or all kinds of stuff, but try to do some research, and for me, I'm not a big pill person, but if that's what works for you, I mean, more power to you. But the whole goal is that people have anxiety, and I still get it now. Like I had, I was in a position recently where I had to go to a different country and speak to 7 people that I don't know for an interview, and my job was on the line. If I didn't go, I was fired, and if I did go, I had a chance to make a promotion, but I freaked out about it. And I just had to you just get through it. You find a way. You don't quit. You don't run away from it. You just brace yourself. And you know what? And a lot of times you can just tell somebody like that you're dealing with it. Like when I went into my meeting, I was like, man, I am so nervous. I am so this. And people are like, hey, we get it. We understand. And what you realize is there's a lot of other people in the same situation that are just as nervous as you, just as anxious as you. They may cope with it or hide with it a different way. So you can even talk to your friends about it. Talk to your family about it. Like, hey, what do you do? Like, what is your remedy to help you get through a situation where you're completely nervous? And it's helped me tremendously. Like I said, I've changed my lifestyle a lot. Work out. I change what I eat. I do a lot of different things. I had to watch my blood pressure because it was super, super high. And now it's like, I find ways to do it. Like for me personally, I've tried CBD gummies. They tend to work. If I know I have a big meeting, I'll work out in the morning, try to blow up that extra energy. But different things. Like you just got to face it and deal with it, understand it, and talk about it. Ask for help. The worst thing you want to do is to miss out on opportunities or things because you're scared that you may get anxious or you're scared what may happen. That's not because chances are what you fear is actually not going to happen, and you may get the results you want. If you skip that interview, you skip that job, or you skip that meeting, or whatever it may be, that thing could get you to such a better place in life that you don't even realize it. And it's never going to be as bad as you think it is. And I've been through it. Like I've been on, I've done things where I was like, oh my God, I gotta go speak in front of people. And how the hell am I gonna do this? This is gonna suck. I'm gonna bomb. I'm gonna fail. 5 minutes in, you're like, this is going cool. 10 minutes in, you're like, this is great. And a half hour later, you feel really good about yourself. Like, you know what? It's not really that bad. It's all about baby steps. It's about figuring things out. Like, all right, can I accomplish this? Yes. Okay, if I accomplish this, then I can do this. And figuring things out and thinking about it and researching it. And I'm telling you, like it's crazy how once you face it and try to cope with it, it gets better. Like you slowly but surely find yourself where you're like, hey, you know what? I can actually handle this. I recognize this is a situation that usually triggers me, but I'm fine and I'll get through it. And sooner or later you get to where you want to be. So a long video, 8 minutes. Sorry about that. The moral of the story is anxiety sucks, but there are ways to cope with it and handle it, and do not let it overcome you. Do not let it get you to a point where you don't want to leave your house or you just miss out on opportunities that will significantly better yourself. So if this helps, great. Whatever way, if you have ways that you cope and you want to share them, cool. And that's it. Hopefully this helps. Follow us on, subscribe to us. Let's Talk Mental Health on YouTube. We're not going to really post anywhere else. And then just, like I said, we're on Twitter and Instagram, TRoush21, TRoush2121 on Instagram. Have a good day. Talk to you later.